And will the investors see all of those and think, okay, those are some key indicators, they see some good movement, and then they move in and invest?
Yes, it depends on what you do, what you say and what you do. Because it is one thing to bring out all these documents. I mean, if you have very good consultants or economists, they can package a good document for you for purpose of this exercise. But what will make the difference is what you do. You can have a very beautiful document, policy document, and you are doing a completely different thing. So the commitment at the highest level of political leadership to the ideas of whatever document we put in place is very important. Because people relate more to what you do than to what you say or what you put on paper. Because it says, that is what sends the signals.
What would antecedents play when it comes to what you say and what you do and bringing in fresh investors, when they also know that you have this thing about not standing by agreement?
Well, of course, it has a negative effect. I mean, if you have some things on paper, that's okay, I'm going to introduce the reforms, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this in terms of policy, in terms of for investment. And 1, 2, 3 years down the line, the investors are not seeing exactly what you have said. I mean, it sends a negative signal to investors. So it is important that whatever we say, because I've looked at the two documents. One, the article document is very heavy in the area of policies, much more detailed and all of that. The next level document is more of a scorecard. It's not even so much about next level. It's more about a scorecard, what the government has done, which we should expect of an incumbent anyway. Because the incumbent should be telling us more of what has been done and how you intend, of course, to go forward. Okay. You see, the policy component of the present administration, we see more in the economic recovery and growth plan. So if you want to really compare apple with apple, we should be comparing the article document with the economic recovery and growth plan. That is where the details of current government's policies are.
Because, so, you know, what they also said about that next level document, part of that, they're trying to build on what they've already done. They speak about infrastructure development, which they think is key to diversifying the economy. And in that next level document, I think they highlighted how they've been able to average, I think they say 30% budgetary allocation to the previous average of 10%. And they think that, look, building on this can only get us a lot better.
No, the thing is that, you see, the ERGP is richer in terms of the content, in terms of the strategies, in terms of the institutions to execute. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking of the richness of the content. If you want to talk about the policy of this administration going forward, the economic recovery and growth plan will give you more information than the next level. I've looked
because it was subsumed under that next level document.
Yes.
The RGP.
Yes. No. In fact, you said that the next level is even subsumed in the RGP. Yes. Because the RGP is a much more comprehensive document. So if you want to talk, because any investor or anybody that wants to analyze the direction of the present administration, either going forward or what, you look at it within the context of his own economic plan, which is the ERGP.
All right, Ajuri's got a question. Go ahead, Ajuri.
Thank you, Chamberlain, and good morning, Mr. Yusuf. Let me start with the issue about the two campaign documents, particularly related to the economy. When you look at both documents, you understand that Atiku's policy document is essentially kind of focused on the themes, if you will, of restructuring, privatization, and attracting new capital through those processes. And then you look at the next level document, which essentially what you've said is that it's just an expansion, if you will, of what's already being done. Ultimately, do you think privatization is the way forward in terms of attracting new capital in the country to build the kinds of infrastructure that we all agree that we need? Because some people have said that privatization as a principle is a good idea if well managed, but in the Nigerian context, it's been so mismanaged that instead of doing good, it puts us in an even worse position. What is your take?
Well, privatization is a very important component of any economic reform process. You go through the route of privatization because you don't have the resources to deliver all the infrastructure needs that you have in the economy. And for instance, take the oil and gas sector reform. The oil and gas sector reform is very critical to the transformation of this economy. The next level document didn't say much about it. And yet that sector is like the powerhouse of the economy because of the kind of resources that it brings to the table and because of the resources that, if we properly unlock the potentials, can actually bring, have a lot of impact on the economy. Take the refineries, for instance, which is one of the things that the article document alluded to. Of course, I mean, we have no business keeping the refineries in the public sector's